All right.
Hello. Oh, who's doing it? Want me to
You do it.
I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Bonehead Sports Podcast, episode
What's up, everybody?
8. And it's just gonna be our NBA episode. It's gonna be a short one because we're
It's just gonna be a short recapping this weekend's of games. Talking a little bit about Marcus Smart winning Depoy.
Yep.
Honestly, threw me for a curveball. I didn't think he would.
I didn't think he would win either, but good for him.
I actually love how someone got it that none of us predicted. So
Yeah.
I love that though.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Follow the TikTok and the Twitter. I'm trying to push out a little bit more content on the TikTok side, but just have been really busy as of recent. But thank you for listening, and let's just get started. So, might as well just get it out of the way. Marcus Smart wins Defensive Player of the Year, first guard since Gary, the man Gary,
The glove.
and a 95-96, and he wasn't even in my top 3. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I think he definitely deserves it. He's been one of the best defensive guards for a pretty couple years now.
It just didn't even cross my mind because the last time it was guard was before my lifetime. So it didn't even cross my mind to think about guards.
Yeah,
no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
And then Ban Adebayo came out with a statement that said he felt disrespected because he didn't win, which he was in my top 3. But I don't know about you guys.
Like every single person who didn't get it would feel disrespected. So I feel like him saying that is like.
But after
Bam Adebayo is just also more vocal. So
yeah.
But after watching what Bam Adebayo did with Trae Young the other day, was nice. Yeah. But yeah, good for him. Good for the Celtics. I put it, if Robert Williams didn't get injured, I would have picked him. Personally, in my opinion. But anyway, let's start with talking a little bit about the games that happened this weekend. We're gonna start with Saturday's games, and the first one to happen was the Jazz defeated the Mavericks 99-93. What were y'all takeaways from this game?
That was closer than it should have been.
I was about to say no Luka, and it's a 6-point difference.
Yeah, that should have been way
that's
different.
Scary, and that's at Utah too.
No, it was in Dallas.
Was it? Oh yeah.
Because
Jazz is
they're
5
4th
seed.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Spencer Dinwiddie, he hooped as expected. Everyone kind of expected him.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, but Jalen Brunson though putting up 24. That's unexpected. Granted, his field goal percentage was pretty ass. He shot a couple free throws, but still he got 24 and 7-5, which is a fantastic game.
I mean, Jazz may have the lead, but they're going to really have to pull it together if they want to win the series. Because when Luka comes back,
I don't know. Yeah,
it's
Luka,
easily a 6-point.
Yeah, Luka could give you that 6 points
easily, man.
Easily.
It's very concerning.
Donovan did come out to a slow start. He only had 3 points in the first half, I believe. So that also probably played a factor to it being closer than it should have been.
He usually has a good playoff appearance too.
I mean, he dropped 32 by the end. He had
insane still, but I mean, just the fact that it took him that long to warm up, I guess, is just maybe his first game shakes.
First game, but Luka might be out game 2, so Jazz could go up 2-0, and at that point, would you want Luka to come back in? Because the way that it makes it seem, it's the same injury that Kevin Durant had before they pushed him in before he was 100% healthy, and then he tore his Achilles. I don't know. I
feel like Luka's not gonna want to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
No matter what they tell him, he's gonna want to play.
It's just because of how young he is. He wants any
it.
spotlight he can get.
Cause I mean, with how good he is and the competitor he is, there's no way in hell someone's gonna tell him to stay on the bench.
But would you want to risk that for?
They probably won't, but he would want to.
But isn't it ultimately the team's decision?
Yeah, but at the same time, if you upset your player,
then they're gonna
what stops him from leaving?
Yeah,
he could with Kevin Durant. A big part of it was he wanted to play. He felt ready, but everyone was like, I don't know, it's a good idea. But then he was like, no, I want to play. So then he played, and then rushed his Achilles.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely be load management like they're doing with Curry right now. Don't play him a lot of minutes, but they're gonna put him in.
With that, I think Luka's going to be put in. I just don't think it's going to be normal Luka hours.
Yeah,
or
they're not playing him 40
correct.
minutes a game.
And so even Luka, restrained, will be the 6 points.
Easily.
Probably
if Luka just played for 10 minutes, that could be the 6 points.
Yeah. And Luka in the playoffs is cold like that.
Yeah.
He can drop 30 on.
He showed up last year. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. any final thoughts on that game, that series? Where
I thought it was an entertaining game. That I thought it would be way more entertaining.
So on to the next game. The Timberwolves beat the Grizzlies 130 to 117. I watched that whole game live, and it was so much fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Like, it was back and forth basically till the fourth quarter, and I mean, the Timberwolves dropped 41 in the first quarter and never really looked back.
Mm-hmm.
It was close. Like, the Grizzlies were like close, and then in the fourth quarter, the Wolves just pulled away a little bit.
I just think it was a fantastic game by the Grizzlies. I mean, the Timberwolves. Sorry.
I think the series is gonna go to 7. Like, I predicted 6, but now I'm switching it to 7 just because.
I mean, Wolves showing up to a playoff picture like that's crazy to me.
Like Malik Beasley with 23 off the bench.
Yeah, that was insane.
Edwards dropping 36 in his playoff debut was also ridiculous.
Cat 29, 13.
They had no answer for Ant. Like, none. And what I saw, the main struggle for the Grizzlies was their half-court offense, getting things set up. Because Pat Bev, I mean, I know, like, he kind of did what he's there for, and he did really well at that. Their defense was better than I expected it to be, but Josh still got 32, but
respected.
And then JJJ had some foul trouble.
Yeah,
he had 4 in the third, or he had a lot early, so he didn't get as many minutes.
They had a lot of turnovers, which is
they did have a lot of turnovers.
I mean, so did Timberwolves. They weren't like shy from all the turnovers, but
I mean, this is just overall a massive win for the Timberwolves,
yeah,
especially in Memphis.
Yeah, especially at the stadium.
When they go back to Minnesota, it's gonna be pumping. Like, at worst 1-1, they're gonna be feeling good about themselves.
Yeah,
and they have a 100% reason to.
They're a real scrappy team. Like,
and they won by 13, and D'Lo didn't play well. Like, he shot horribly. Still defensively was okay.
Yeah,
for like his standards, but like. D'Lo still had
had 9 assists though, which is very beneficial.
I mean, do y'all think the Wolves bench can keep up? I mean, like 23 points from a bench player is crazy.
I mean,
and 15 from Jaden McDaniel, which is
I mean, you're not gonna get 23 from him every night, but you're also not gonna have D'Lo playing as poorly as he did every night.
Also true.
Yeah.
So like, it's gonna be a close series because
I also don't think the Grizzlies will have as many turnovers if they play again, because they really threw away.
I mean, it just basically comes down to the fact that the Wolves have more top end talent, but the Grizzlies have more like bench and, in my opinion, better coaching.
Yeah.
So in a 7-game series, that tends to win in the long run. But
it kind of seems like the Timberwolves kind of want it more. Is what I get the feeling of.
Yeah.
They want it bad. They feel like there's something to prove. And going against a team that's kind of the same thing as like with the Grizzlies, they're kind of the same boat. It's like it's really just gonna be a game to game. I can't even tell you who might win the next game because they're still really good. But
that's That's like one of like my second favorite series, other than the Nets Celtics, to watch. And
we'll get to very soon.
I'm gonna try to make an effort to watch as many of the Wolves Grizzlies series games as possible.
That's crazy game.
Any final thoughts on that series, boys?
No.
But I'm looking forward to Anthony Edwards and what he does in the next couple games, and see if he continues.
Yeah, if he continues this well, like, that's a statement.
He was tied with D Rose with like one of the highest amount of like debut playoff game points.
Yeah.
So that's always a good sign.
Yeah. No shit.
Especially it's only his second. He's 20, so like I'm excited for the Wolves and Anthony Edwards.
I would not be surprised if that was a name that we are gonna have to remember for the future.
Oh, we will, for sure.
So on to the next game, the Raptors and the Sixers. It was not close.
Nope. And we know why. We all know why.
1 to 111.
We know who it was.
T-Max, bro.
No, all I'm saying is because Harden suck ass.
Dude, yeah, I was about to say, I watched
14 assists, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, Harden showed up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he played out of his mind or anything, or like he did at Houston that one year. But I'm saying he wasn't ass.
He did exactly what he needed to.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, honestly, if he could play like that for the rest of the playoffs, Sixers are going places.
I mean, like, they didn't ask him to be this prolific scorer, and like that's
point guard. I mean,
what's going to be crazy, at least in my opinion, is the Sixers. If they win against the Raptors, their next matchups is the Jazz or the Mavericks. I actually think they win that too.
That's the wrong conference.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Whoopsie.
It's the winner of the Heat. No,
it's not.
The Sixers.
Sixers is 3 and then 6, right?
No, it's 4 and 5.
Sixers. Oh wait, who the fuck is 3?
3 is Milwaukee.
They all have the same fucking score, right?
Yeah, it's like
I'm just getting tripped up. It's a 3-way tie.
It's a 3-way tie. But I think the winner of the Raptors Sixers probably will play Miami because we'll get to Miami soon.
That's gonna be if Harden keeps playing though, it will be a great series between them and the Heat. I don't even know if I'm willing to put my money towards Sixers over the Heat.
I haven't given up on the Raptors though. I haven't given up on the Raptors.
Well, I haven't given up that Harden won't all of a sudden just choke. So
they also.
I fully agree.
I mean, Joel Embiid had 19 points. I mean, their game plan was, let's limit Embiid as much as we can and make someone else beat us, and that just happened to happen. Like, but you can't bet on that You can't bet on Tyrese Maxey 38 every night. Like, they're playing right now, and it's a 4-point game. So I think the series is still not going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, I mean, it's quarter 2.
But losing Scotty Barnes, it really puts it more in the favor of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely confirmed out for Game 2, which sucks.
And then they also lose Thibault when they go to Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. But I still think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series. I don't think that the Raptors are going to fall over.
I just want to see Harden actually succeed for once.
Yeah.
And then the last game of Saturday, the Warriors Nuggets was not really. I mean, Jordan Poole
went off.
They beat the Nuggets by 16, but it wasn't close, really. Jokic still got his, obviously but they didn't shoot well.
Will Barton though played pretty good.
Yeah.
Just him though.
Just him. I mean, with the Nuggets, that's like honestly normal.
Yeah.
But Jordan Poole, also want to say that he's not even on the 3 finalists for most important player.
That's so disrespectful.
Like, I'm not saying he should have. I mean, you could have said he could have won it, but he should have been there over Kevin.
You said
Love.
You said most improved.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, in a way it's disrespectful, but in a way it's not. No, they're saying he was, relatively close to the same skill last year. Like it's in a way it's kind of a compliment, but kind of a diss too.
Yeah,
it's like a backhanded compliment almost.
I just think that he should have at least been in the top 3.
Oh, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
I forgot who the other 2 were. I think it was Darius Garland
and John Morant.
John Morant, and then I forget who the third was.
I call John Morant. That's all I got to say about that.
DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, John Morant was already so good last year.
Yeah, I feel like giving that to him.
I feel like you would give it to Garland, or at least I would give it to Garland out of those 3. But looking in the future for the Nuggets Warriors series, I think it's over. Like, it's not gonna. It's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I think it'll be I think
it won't be a
will
sweep.
Still get 1.
I agree.
No, I fully agree. It won't be a sweep. It's just the fact that, Jordan Poole showing up, Curry, not even being at 100% and still, doing all right. The Nuggets just can't keep up unless there's an injury. I mean,
almost like Marcus Morris wants to play. Like
news breaking!
Monty
Luka officially out for Game 2 tonight against the Jazz.
I think they were kind of leaning towards that, but they didn't want to say it. But I can.
Yeah, I mean, he was doubtful, but it's officially out.
Before, what's funny is before I would have been like, well, Jazz had another free game, but I mean, after the first one, I can't even say Jazz had a free game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how they'll play.
You also can't bet on Donovan Mitchell dropping 3 in 1/2 again.
Yeah.
So
especially since he's usually amazing in playoffs.
I think the Jazz will go up 2-0, and I don't think they should play Luka and just go to next year because you don't want to risk that Achilles tear.
I just don't think Luka will let it happen.
Yeah.
It's the reality is Luka's not going to let it happen, man. Yeah. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, But I mean, there's plenty of history with players who should have played, who have played, and it bite them in the ass. So
Kevin Durant. Maybe
obviously that one, but there's way more than just KD.
Yeah.
So.
Hawks
and Heat.
Yeah, Hawks Heat. I watched a little bit of this game and it was a dog walk. It was absolute. Trae Young 8 points, didn't play good. I mean, I think Heat in 4. Honestly, I don't
think they'll happen again though. I might give them 1 because I don't see that happening again.
Hawks losing their big man though. I mean, I actually agree. It's kind of
and seeing what Bam Adebayo did to Trae Young, locked him up basically, and the Heat. Everyone had worries about their offense, but they were clicking. I mean, Duncan Robinson went off.
I am so glad the Heat pulled it together.
He missed one shot.
I was so worried the Heat were still gonna have this massive team chemistry diff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they were as bad as they were near the end of the season, I'm not willing to say the Hawks are gonna have won it just because the Heat have played so poorly together.
They definitely need a team.
Way more.
They definitely need a team they feel like they can bully, which is what the Hawks are.
I still think Hawks in 4 or 5, especially since you don't expect Tyler Hero to get 6 points. You expect him to get more. You don't Bam Adebayo only had 6. So
I just want to give a shout out to Duncan Robinson, bro. Man missed one shot.
Shout out Duncan
missed
Robinson.
One shot, bro. That's crazy.
He made a lot of contested threes, pull up threes. It was really nice. And PJ Tucker dropped 16, which he's not really there for scoring.
How old is Tucker now?
37.
God damn.
I think.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit of deja vu because I was at my grandma's house for Easter. He hit a corner 3. And then I started talking to my grandma again. Looked over for a second and hit the same corner 3. And then went back. And then he hit the same corner 3 times.
He didn't miss a 3 that whole game.
Yeah, he went 4 for 4, 6 for 8 total.
They played really small that game. Besides Bam being 6'11", but.
And Jimmy Butler played well. Had 21. Didn't shoot. I mean, his free throw shooting. He 2 from 7 for 3 throw. You can't count on that. But
9-15,
is good.
That's really good.
Based on especially since he had a little bit lower than.
He shot 2 threes, bro. That's crazy.
Shot 2 threes.
He only made 1.
They didn't with Duncan Robinson going.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Really
That's so impressive. He made 21 points though without all that.
It was just. Not even a close game, but still crazy all at the same time.
Yeah.
How dominant they looked,
Yeah.
Honestly,
no, Heat in 4 is. I actually kind of agree with that. Heat in 4.
I don't understand why people Eric Spoelstra is gonna get them ready for the playoffs. He's just that good of a coach, and he has that playoff experience.
He definitely does.
So I mean, I could see the Heat going to the ECF. Honestly,
I do think Sixers will give him a hell of a run for the money if Harden plays at this current state he's in, but
Then he has to deal with Jimmy Butler on him.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
We could talk more about
Butler's
this after the first round.
Yeah.
Any final? I mean, I don't think Trae Young will drop 8 consistently. I think he'll give you more, and he could give you a game.
I still just don't think it'll be a 30-point.
Yeah. Dog walk.
It wasn't.
It wasn't close.
Let's just move on.
Nets Celtics.
That was the game.
Stunning. That was the game of the weekend. We're half a second from sitting here saying the Nets won.
Yeah, I don't think they could be upset about that loss, honestly.
I don't think. And if KD, he was a little iffy.
He was a little cold, to be honest.
He was off. Yeah, 9 for 24, 1 for 5.
If he hits one more shot, the Nets win.
Exactly.
And
I mean,
also he should have picked up Tatum on the final.
I actually want to talk about one thing right quick. we kind of had talked about Andre Drummond performing maybe a little bit well, but he had an off night.
Yeah, he also had an off night.
Not only that, but Al Horford showed up.
Yeah, I don't expect Al Horford to drop 20 every night.
Well, not only that, but 15 rebounds too. I mean,
that's insane.
He showed.
He's scared of the ball.
Yeah.
Like, he's the notorious man who dodges from the ball. Like, 15 rebounds.
So
that's insane.
Him going 20 and 15, also playing 41 minutes for his age, just fucking impressive.
I also don't expect Steph Curry to go 3 from 7 and 1 from 4 from 3 every night.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Yeah.
I thought it. Yeah, I don't expect him to drop 9.
I agree.
It was just an all-around off night for them.
Yeah.
Like,
and they only lost by 1.
Except for
yeah,
Kyrie.
yeah. Besides Kyrie, yeah, but
he fucking played amazing.
I mean, Kyrie's been. I mean, he's been good all season.
Yeah,
he's one of the most consistent
Kevin Durant
players in the
was
league.
good all season, but he still had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I still got to give my props to Kyrie.
Yeah.
He at least.
But I still have Nets in 7. But
I agree. I think
I agree.
Celtics losing their big man is actually kind of still detrimental. I don't think it'll.
I mean, evidently,
matter.
Al Horford shows he still has some of that big man in him. He's not just
Honestly,
a shooter.
seriously,
or
man,
scorer.
that surprised
Al
me how
Horford
much
showing up. He wants it, man. He wants it.
I mean, I think everybody on the Celtics want it.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but I don't know, man. Seeing his performance was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have rewatched like that final play by Tatum, but I think that only happened because KD if you watch it, you can see he's not even paying attention to Tatum and he just runs past him. He should have been the man that picked him up. And if he picks him up, Nets win that game.
I think KD was. I actually think he has history for this too. Gets maybe a little bit too lax when he shouldn't.
Yeah.
At clutch
At
time.
random
also,
times. Yeah.
With 2 seconds left, you don't expect something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Because you have, I think it was Marcus Smart who passed it to him, but he pump faked the 3 and then passed it with a second left.
Yeah.
And that basically never happens. You just take the 3 and hope.
Yeah. I think you shouldn't let Jason Tatum be alone like that. Like he was staying at top of the key. Durant wasn't even looking at him, and then all of a sudden he just runs and he has no idea. Like you just shouldn't let that happen. That's a definite mistake.
I definitely think the game on Wednesday will go different. I think Nets will actually.
I'm really excited to watch that game, and hopefully we'll be watching it together.
Yeah, I agree. But the Nets starting should be playing way better because Seth and Katie and Andre all. It's weird to see them all choke up like that.
I think the Nets will win the next game and split it 1 going back to Brooklyn.
I agree with that. Yeah. And I may be shitting on KD too much. He still did score 23. It's just that is nowhere near I know his potential. Yeah. So it's just...
Yeah.
You see some of the shots he was making. A lot of them was rim. Yeah. A lot of hitting rim.
And he was just taking a lot of weird shots that he shouldn't have been.
It seemed like he was forcing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he got blocked. Yeah. Would you don't see that happen often? You don't see that happen at all. Really.
I mean, when you're 7
length,
feet tall,
I know. Yeah, and the fact he was blocked, and the fact that
you have
6'11" with one of the longest arm spans.
Yeah.
I was about to say 6'11" with one of the longest arm spans in the league.
Yeah,
it's very weird to see him get blocked.
Yeah, that should not have happened.
Yeah, I think the Nets split 1-1 going into...
Even Giannis has a tough time of blocking him. That should say something.
Anyway, any final thoughts on that game?
That was a beautiful game to watch.
It was a really good game to watch. I watched most of it. I got off early Sunday, so I got to watch most of the games.
The next one should be interesting.
Bulls, Bucks. The box score wasn't as close as the box score said. Basically, the Frozen back at
buns,
it.
Bro.
The Bucks got up in the first. The Bucks got up 10 early and basically never looked back. The Bulls stayed around, but
I feel like Middleton played a little bit worse than he should have, personally. But
Rosen, you can't go 6 for 25.
That's so bad.
From the field, you can't. You can't.
DeFrozen, you said it yourself.
At some point, you gotta do something else. Stop shooting.
Vucevic had a good game, ish.
Levine double-double.
What do you mean ish? I would say 24 points, 17 rebounds.
He shot awful.
Yeah, he had a good game. He shot 9 for 27. That's why I said ish.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he still played his center role. 17 rebounds is insane.
Yeah, that's really good. just wait till we get to the Pelicans game.
Oh my
God. Alex Caruso had a lot of good passes to DeRozan, and he just rewarded him with a nice brick.
Dude, it's so sad because he really did have good passes, but he ended the night with 2 assists, which isn't even his fault.
Yeah,
it's not. And then Levine, he was okay. Nothing like extra. He dropped
double. It's still good.
Double.
It shocked me that he got 10 rebounds. That's what caught me off guard. I'm like, if you hear Zach Levine in double, and you're like, oh, he got 10 assists. Nah, 10 rebounds is interesting to.
He shot pretty good too.
But also, I don't think
DeRozan.
it was that close, is because Middleton went 4 from 13. You don't expect that from him every night.
That wasn't even a close game.
It wasn't. Like, it was 7. The final score was 7, but it wasn't that close of a game.
Milwaukee just had a hell of a lead in the first quarter. You know, 34-21 in the first quarter. That's a little tough to fully come back because the Bulls, I think, outscored the Bucks in the next 2 quarters.
In 3, they outscored them in 2 and 3, but
and then just, couldn't score enough in the fourth.
I think
the Bulls only scoring 15 entire quarters awful.
I think what really did it is that they chipped away to where it was only a 3-point game, and then DeRozan forced a 3, and then they had a transition score, and that really just led into them not being able to fight back after that. And it just shows that DeFrozen. I want him to play good so he can lose that name, but it doesn't. From history past in this game, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
But I think at this point he's wondering why he's this bad in the playoffs.
6 for it's so horrendously bad.
Someone who played well on the bench for Bucks is Bobby Portis.
He's always
Bobby Portis is that
good.
Before Brook Lopez came back, he was that dude.
He was an X factor in the finals.
I believe he could be a starting center somewhere if Brook Lopez isn't on the team.
It just depends, because Brook Lopez is a better scorer in my opinion, but Bobby Portis definitely has him on board.
Bring him back to the Bulls, bro.
I actually think that Portis is a little bit better of a 3-point
Well, sure, but that's not a center.
Yeah.
It's not a center job.
but Cat.
Brook Lopez
really
is awful.
I'm not saying it's bad to be a 3-point, but you don't put a center on the field just for a better 3-point.
Brook Lopez, that's Brook Lopez's job. He cannot defend.
Brook Lopez is there. Yeah.
He shoot. All he knows is shoot. Keep him on a 3-point line, put Giannis in the paint, he shoot. That's all he can do. He cannot defend.
I still think the Bucks either sweep or go in 5.
Giannis had 5 fouls. Holy shit.
Yeah. The last
I don't
game,
think Bucks sweep.
I don't think. The Bulls. I think this was I think this was probably their best chance to get a game off the Bucks, and they couldn't. The Bucks didn't play well for the majority of. Giannis played good for Giannis, but the rest of the team, they didn't shoot. They just didn't play well, and this was the Bucks this was their opportunity to go up 1-0, and start getting that momentum, and they didn't do it. They folded, honestly. But on to the last match of the week, Suns Pelicans. Suns won 110-99. I feel Pelicans, I'm gonna be honest, if they hit their shot, they shot bad. They could have won this game if they shot well in the first half. And Jonas Valanciunas had 25 rebounds.
Bro, he's the rebound god.
It's crazy to think that he got more rebounds than points. That's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
25 rebounds. That's crazy, man. His plus-minus was still -11. Oh, my God.
And, Herb Jones stopped poorly. CJ McCollum had 25, but went 9 for 25.
Yeah.
I feel if Zion was in the lineup, they probably would have won this game, but not the series.
Maybe.
I don't think. But I feel if Zion was playing in the series, it would be a little bit
Chris
it would be closer.
Yeah, Chris Paul 30 points. Hello.
Yeah.
10
Chris
rebounds,
Paul 30
bro.
points.
12 for 16. That's insane.
Chris Paul played really well. Also, we have about 9 minutes left for this episode.
We'll be fine.
But I still think. I mean, get out the brooms, to be honest, because I think it's time for a sweep.
Yeah, I don't think Paul Booker and DeAndre will allow
them to get
an actual game. Yeah.
But this weekend was weird because it was either a blowout or really close, and really no in between. At least, I mean, kind of the Bulls-Bucks games, but it wasn't really close as the score was. It really wasn't.
Jay Crowder played awful.
I mean, I don't know. Every time I know he's a good player, but every time I would sit down and watch Jay Crowder, he does not make a shot.
Bro, I've seen that man light me up a couple times.
Yeah.
He'll be there when they need him.
He had 1-1-1. I forgot.
Yeah.
In one
He
block.
played awful.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, he played awful.
1-1-1.
And he was 0 for 4,
yeah.
by the way. So.
Yeah.
He had one free throw. What the hell?
Yeah, so funny. Seeing 1 point always gets me, man.
1 point is hilarious. But that recaps this weekend's games, and since we have a little bit of time left, I would just like to go through the finalists for the awards, and we can go ahead and pick each of our winners, except for Depoy, because that one's already been done. So first off, MVP, it's like the main three that everybody expects. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. I personally have Jokic. I know your feelings about that. Y'all have Embiid. Y'all care, like...
It should be Devin Booker, but...
He's trying to get some Suns fans.
You're trying to get me heated, bro. I would... Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's Joel, though.
I think it's Jokic. I think he carried that team to a 6 seed.
It's so funny
without him,
because
they'd be a lottery team.
All of us are saying a true sinner, essentially. I'm gonna laugh if it's fucking Giannis again.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if it's Giannis because he's always.
None of us are gonna be upset. It's more of just like, we got 2 on Embiid and 1 on Jokic.
Yeah.
The one person who doesn't get called out.
And then rookie, Depoy was Marcus Smart won it, about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then the finalist for the Rookie of the Year is Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, and Evan Mobley.
Okay.
I think Scotty Barnes, for sure.
I think Scotty Barnes most likely wins this, but I could see a case for Evan Mobley. But I feel like the fact that the Cavs blew a lead to the Hawks and ended up missing the play-in might hurt that a little bit. Just like
they're young though, so I feel like it's bias,
okay. And Jaren Allen was 100%. But I'm definitely looking forward to the Cavs' future. They're only on the come up, in my opinion. They're really young. Darius Garland's only gonna get better. Evan Mobley's only gonna get better.
Imagine the Broncos back.
I don't think they would want him back.
Unlikely.
They wouldn't.
Because they want to be something without LeBron, I think. And they want to prove that they can be something.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And then, most improved player, Darius Garland, Ja Morant, DeJounte Murray, Jordan Poole snubbed from the finalists.
So disrespectful.
I think Jordan Poole is just going to play like he did in his last game. Just proving him wrong more. If he just pops off consistently like that, it's him shoving it in their face like, can't believe y'all didn't even put me in the top 3.
Yeah, bro, that's just...
I can't imagine how Joaquin feels knowing that's his team too.
That's just so annoying to me,
My most improved player probably would be Darius Garland. Most would say Ja Morant, but I think he was already an elite talent in the NBA.
Well, Ja Morant was never my first, but I knew he'd be top 3, is all I'm going to say.
I knew
he would be top 3.
I want to give it to DeJounte Murray because I feel like he went off this year, but he was already really good last season. But I feel like it would be definitely Darius Garland because, he was good last year, but the jump he made this year is so significant, I think they'll have to give it to him.
Yeah, and then 6th man of the year, Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, bro.
Kevin Love.
He gets it, 100%, bro.
I think Tyler Hero basically run away with this award. He's averaging 20 off the bench. I don't really think you can beat that.
I don't know, bro. Kevin Love.
Bro.
Kevin Love, bro.
Man. Kevin Love. He seems so old and he's only 33. It's ridiculous.
Kevin Love.
He doesn't... I don't think he's aged well. That's all I have to say.
He's not.
I mean, when you play,
he's got them white man jeans.
I mean, Steve Nash, I thought personally aged well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Steve Nash in his last couple years was, I mean,
and then
awful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying he still looked 20-something at 35.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh, Harden just went down.
Uh-oh.
I think he hit his neck.
Ooh.
I was just about to compliment too. This man's 3-5 at the half. Yo, Harden's actually still doing well, man.
Lastly, Coach of the Year. It's gonna be Monty Williams, but the final three were Taylor Jenkins, Eric Spoelstra, and Monty Williams.
I think Monty.
They all deserved to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Monty Williams won it last year, and I think he'll win it again.
I mean, it's kind of hard to not give it to a team that went 65-14. You know.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And I think that does it for this episode. Right now, the Raptors are losing by
down
13
big
to Philly.
I mean, I actually assuming Harden's not injured, I actually think it could be a Harden diff, man. Like 3 for 5.
My Raptors in 7 picks looking really sketchy right now.
Well, I don't blame you. Literally no one could have predicted that Harden would actually show up.
And everything was lining up for it to be another Sixers choke. Like, it looked like it was.
I mean, the fact that they're actually able to guard Embiid is saying something too. Yeah. Like that's a statement.
Big and one a couple minutes ago.
But we should be back within a week's time. Probably some series like the Suns Pelicans will be over by then, and we can kind of give our insights.
That's gonna be fun.
And we should have a football episode coming up this Thursday, so make sure to look out for that, and make sure to subscribe, follow on Twitter and YouTube, TikTok, and wish Sean a happy birthday. It's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
On the 19th. I don't know when I'll be able to put this out because I have to leave right after this. But
my man's turning 15.
He's turning.
Hey, yo, what?
15.
Shut y'all that I'm about to be able to legally drink, so I don't want to hear it.
So if you weren't planning on, just subscribe because it's his birthday. You know, give him some of that birthday love. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a great day, and peace out.
Peace.
Later.